Hello viewers and friends, hello everyone, hello Zimbabwe, hello Africa, hello the entire world. Thank you guys for the support, for following the channel, for the subscriptions, for following, for all the likes. I can't believe how the channel is growing, like very fast. Let's fix something on a Sunday, okay? What do we have on a Sunday? We have this Toshiba laptop. It's Toshiba Satellite Pro C850-F12S. That's the model of this Toshiba. The laptop is working fine, except one problem: charging. It's not charging. So we have a small letter from the customer. Let's read this letter quickly. Battery won't increase percentage. Laptop is turning on but won't charge. I tried with many chargers, still stuck at 1%. I thought of changing battery and bought a new battery, but it's still same problem. I don't think it's charger or battery issue, but maybe something else. I know you can fix this for me. Please help me. Honest, that's the owner of this laptop. So, you know, when someone puts trust on you, and these are some kind of half-working device, and it can be complicated to find the problem, especially on the charging circuit. The owner, what he's saying he's tried with the different chargers, like the battery is stuck at 1%. He thought maybe it's a battery issue. He bought a new battery, still same thing. So it's not the charger, it's not the battery, but it's something else related with the charging circuit. Okay, so we have to fix this, but before, let's try to power on the laptop. You can see the charging light here. Let's power on the laptop if we can. On. And it's loading Windows. You can see our laptop is now on. Desktop. You can see here 0% available plugged in charging, but at 0%. When the owner phoned me, said even if you leave the laptop like the whole night on charger, still the following morning you will see it at 1%. I bought a new battery, I used all the power, and the laptop is not working. So that's the problem here. So I don't think we have a software problem here. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's unplug the charger. Let's test with the power supply. I do have this tip which I can use. Let's plug it to the laptop. My power supply is set on 19.28 volts. You can see on the screen around 4 amps. Let's lower to 3.6. That should be enough. Let's try to power on with the power supply. I'm concerned about the charging current, because from there we can conclude something. Because checking with the charger is not enough. You can see there it's taking standby current is 16 milliamps. Power on the laptop again. On. just jumped to 1.1 amps. Let's wait. You see, the laptop is now on. We are using power supply, not customer's charger. Check on the current. It's fluctuating 700 milliamps. 800, 1 amp, 700. That's a bad indication, because they must have around 2 point something or 3 amps. This is a laptop, it's not a phone. Check the charging current is very low. 700 milliamps for a laptop. That's not normal. So for sure, by now we know this is not a software problem. We have something in line with the charging on the charging circuit, because taking 700 milliamps, for me, that's not okay. Even 1 amp is not okay. Must have at least a minimum of 2 amps. 2 point something to 3 amps. So we need to open and try to see what can be the fault here. Okay, let's open the laptop. Let's see now. I just finished checking everything together. So now we have to check. We have to check what's going on here. The charger is plugged. Let me check for the 19 volts. 19 volts straight on the charging port connector. So it means our charging port is good. And on the main 19 volts power rail, 18.79. Here on the charging port we have 19.39. So there's a slight voltage drop here, for the reasons which I don't know. So 3.50. This coil is 3.15 volts. What about on this 0 here? 0 here, 3.35 here, 5.15 volts. So let's try to locate. Let's unplug the charger, diode mode. Let's try to locate the charging circuit. That's very important. From the plus of the battery terminal, and it's beeping here to this coil. You can see on the screen 0, 0. So this is the power supply to charge the battery. Yeah, it is, because it's not going to ground, but it's going straight to this coil. This one probably is the RAM power supply. So I'll move my attention to this power supply. I can see coil, like 2 MOSFETs, 1 ceramic capacitor. Where's the driver? Probably is on the other side of the board. I think we need to take out the motherboard. we need to take out the motherboard. We need to take out the motherboard just to see what's going on here. Just to have an idea of what's going on here. Let's take out the keyboard, the switch connector, the touchpad, now we can see on the other side of the motherboard. We don't need all these connectors. We need to play with the motherboard. Let's see now. That's the motherboard. And what do we have? We do have the charging port connector. We check the charging port is good, and from the charging port, our voltage is coming through this inductor, through this fuse, through the first MOSFET, while this MOSFET is reading a short. Zero, zero. That's crazy. So either here this MOSFET is reading a short, but if you put all together, the laptop is turning on. The first MOSFET. Let's take down that MOSFET and check. Because I'm now confused. Can be a fault MOSFET. Why this laptop is not charging? Let's take down the MOSFET. We remember first MOSFET, second MOSFET, current sensor. I think I explained about these things long ago. That's the MOSFET. So the MOSFET is shorted. You remember I explained about these things. This can be a channel. Let me see. (4-134). That's a channel N MOSFET. A MOSFET is like this. That's our MOSFET. Three pins together, the gate, and 4 pins together. That's the source. Drain, 4 pins together, and here we have our gate. So it's very possible if this MOSFET is shorted, like for the laptop, we won't charge. It's very possible. So checking source to drain, because source drain and gate combination should not be mixed up. Source to drain, there should not be like a link. Check like 0 0. Drain to source. So this MOSFET is bent. So I'll look for another motherboard. I think I do have some board like this for space. You see this board, let's check that MOSFET. Same board. Source to drain, and it's not shorted. So I think we are lucky this time. Just to replace a MOSFET, and I'm sure because those MOSFETs, they are exactly working as switches. So probably the gate of the MOSFET is shorted to ground, and there's no communication to the BQ chip, and in that way the battery won't charge. It's obvious case. In that condition, we can't have a charging battery. So we need to replace this MOSFET, and we test. I was about to say that it's a BQ chip, but we'll see after. Our MOSFET is now in place. I'll check if all the pins they are okay under microscope. Checking with the test meter. That's our first MOSFET, and that the MOSFET that we took out source to drain is shorted. So that could be another lesson. But before we conclude it as a lesson, we need to test. That's very important. We need to put everything back and test. But what we have seen, the first MOSFET is shorted, and the gate of this MOSFET is straight going to the BQ chip, which is a BQ25A. So it's very possible the laptop won't charge. So what I will do, I'll put all together and we'll try to test. Okay? So I just finished put all the things together, but I didn't put screws because we are not sure if this is the only fault here. Because what we found, you remember, first from the charging port, first MOSFET, second MOSFET, current sensor, and we have the charging circuit to charge the battery like a switching power supply, and the power from the battery is coming through a MOSFET to the VCC point and everything on the motherboard. So what did we found? The first MOSFET was shorted, but the short is not like was shorted to ground. It was shorted from drain to source. Was source to drain, source drain gate combination should not be mixed up. Otherwise, there will be miscommunication with the charging IC, which in this case is the BQ25A. So we need to check what the laptop is now doing. There are no screws. I put the battery, and we can use the power supply, because at first we checked it was taking like 700-900 milliamps, and now we need to see that the inverter that I'm connecting to the power supply, plus and minus, is very simple. I'll connect now. What I want you to do is to pay attention to the current. It's now like a 1 or 2 milliamps, that is standby current. It's taking like 1.8, which is a good sign. Let's try to power on. Where's the on button here? On. It's taking like 3 You can see? I'm sure it's now charging with the 3 amps, 2.7, 2.8. Let's see what's going on here. %. Plugged in charging 1%. Let's see if we leave like this for a few minutes to see if there's change in percentage. Let's see now. I left the laptop on charger for about 5 minutes, and now we need to see what do we have here on the battery. We have like 6%. I can't believe. Maybe you can see. You see? Check on the battery. 6%. Even if one plug, you can see 7%, battery very low, 7%. So our laptop is fixed, it's now charging. So if we have a laptop is working, it's not charging, it's stuck at 0%, the battery is good, the charger is good, we tried with the different chargers, different batteries, you have to get inside the laptop and check from the charging port. If the two MOSFETs are good, probably 100%, I would say the charging controller is faulty or something related with the charging circuit is not right. So that was our problem. You see this MOSFET, the inputs MOSFET, the first one is shorted. So yeah, our laptop is still on. I've already unplugged it on charger, and the same battery low, battery very low, 7%. So that's how you can fix something like that. Okay, so I'll stop this video now. Like, subscribe, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Just have a blessed Sunday. See you on the next one. Bye.